I'm about to show you how to build an AI agent that only DMs qualified leads on Instagram and split tests messages so that you understand what your best reply rate is, as well as how you can track everything that's going on inside of your Instagram DMs. And the best part is the templates are all included for free, so you can set this up while watching this video. Now, what are you going to need in order to make this work? Number one, you're going to need ManyChat. Number two, you're going to need a platform called N8N. I've put the link down below in the description. That is what we're going to use to scrape the details and actually be able to save the details, as well as decide whether someone is an ICP match or not. And finally, DM Tracker, which has analytics tracking and more, so that we can actually run split tests and understand what gets us the best reply rate. Now, the first step is going to be to build the brain inside of N8N. All you need to do for that is to import the free template using the link down below in the description. I've linked it down below. Go get the free template. We're then going to have to connect our OpenAI API key and set up some scraping functionality. Now, once you've gone ahead and downloaded the free template, all you need to do is go to N8N. If you don't have an account yet, make sure to get it at n8n.io. I've put the link down below in the description. And once you've set it up, simply go ahead and create a new workflow. Click on the three dots and click on import from file. Select the file you downloaded as the free template, and it's going to give you this automation on screen right here. Now, don't worry, I've made it incredibly easy for you to adjust this template for your specific needs. The first thing we're going to have to do is actually set up a couple keys. So we're going to go ahead and set up our API key, click on the set API key field, and we're going to find our ManyChat API key first. For this, simply go into ManyChat, go to settings, scroll down and find the API section and copy out your API key right here, or click on generate new API key if you don't see one yet. We're going to copy that and paste it into the API key field right here. We're also going to need a ManyChat ICP tag ID, but we'll get back to that later once we have our ManyChat flow imported, and I'll show you how to configure that. The next thing we're going to need is our scrape API key. This is going to allow our flow to scrape the Instagram profile and analyze all of the data. It's going to scrape the bio, username, name, the most recent post captions, and more. For this, we're going to use DataPrism.dev. I've put the link down below in the description, and by using my link, you can get 1,000 free credits, meaning you can scrape 1,000 Instagram accounts completely for free with no credit card needed, only using my link down below in the description. Simply go ahead and sign up to DataPrism, and once you're in your dashboard, by the way, you can see that we did 40,000 API calls in the past 30 days. All you need to do is go ahead and click on API keys, click on create new API key. I'm going to name it YouTube Video 3rd January. Click on create and copy out the API key. Go back into your N8N flow and paste the scrape API key right here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and configure our OpenAI credentials. Now, as you can see, there's a little red exclamation mark right here. Simply click on this node and make sure, either if you already have a credential connected to your N8N account, to select it from here. And if you don't already have one, simply go to platform.openai.com/API-keys, and you can sign in using the same account that you use for ChatGPT. Make sure you connect your card in the billing settings so that it actually works. We're going to go ahead and click on create new API key. I'm going to say YouTube 3rd January. Click on create secret key, copy out this key, go back into N8N. On the dropdown, click on create new credential. I'm going to call it YouTube Video 3rd January. Paste in the API key that I just copied right here and click on save. If it says connection tested successfully, you've done everything correctly and it's now connected to OpenAI. This node right here is what we're going to be using in order to check the data that we scraped from the Instagram account previously, analyze it, and format it in a way that we can use it. Now, if you click on this and open up this system prompt right here, you're going to see that I ask it to output the first name, occupation, age, gender, personalization, topics the lead is interested in, and whether they're an ICP, yes or no. Now, here I've also added in the ICP criteria. This is an example of what a client has, so mark as a yes if they are a match for these things, and disqualifiers, mark as a no match if they are these things. So in this case, we don't want females, we don't want young teenagers, we don't want coaches or personal trainers. This is this client's specific use case because he trains men, so he does fitness coaching for men. Now, you can adjust this prompt to whatever your specific use case is, but try to not change anything about these first fields right here because we use it inside of the flow. So make sure you only adjust your ICP criteria for the qualifiers and the disqualifiers. Now, once we've done that, we've pretty much set up our end-to-end template. There's just one final element missing. We've connected OpenAI, we've set up the scraping functionality, and we have the AI qualification logic defined. Now, the next step is going to be to connect our Instagram using ManyChat. And for this, we're going to need to install the ManyChat template to get the pre-configured Instagram automation. Now, once you've clicked on the template and imported it to your ManyChat account, you're going to see what I see on screen right here. Now, let me quickly walk you through what happens in this template. Now, when somebody follows us, this flow is going to be triggered, and we're going to send the data of the user to the N8N flow. I'm going to show you how to set that up in a second. We then wait 30 seconds for the N8N flow to complete, and we then check if the person is an ICP match or not. Now, if you want to proceed regardless of whether they're an ICP match or not, you can simply connect the B path over here like this, and it's going to proceed regardless of whether they're an ICP match or not. From there, we have a randomizer which goes down 2 different paths with 2 different messages so that we can split test which of these gets the highest reply rates. And these 2 nodes actually connect the flow to DM Tracker. I'm going to show you what DM Tracker is in a second, but after that, we go ahead and check if the AI first name field has any value. If it does, we personalize the outreach message with the first name. And this is not the ManyChat first name variable, because if my name was Coach Emil, it would identify Coach as my first name and say, hey, Coach. So by using AI to actually analyze this, which is all part of what happens here in this N8N flow, we can personalize it with the actual first name. If we don't have a first name, we go ahead and send the message without personalization because we were unable to identify their first name. Now that we have this ManyChat template set up, we're going to walk through adjusting it in a second, but the first thing we're going to do is go into N8N and configure the final element, which was the ICP tag ID. For this, we're going to go into ManyChat, go to settings, scroll down, find tags, and we're going to find the ICP match tag. We're going to hover over it and copy out the tag ID right here. We're then going to go back into N8N and paste it into this field. We're also going to double check, and we're going to go to the field section inside of ManyChat. And in the fields, you should have a user field that is named AI first name, exactly like this with the same capitalization. If you don't, make sure you have that added in here because this is the variable that we use for the first name personalization, and it needs to be named exactly like this, but you should have it by default, and if you do, then there's nothing for you to do. Now, before we go ahead and connect this to N8N so that we actually scrape it and we take it live for new followers, we're going to first set up our messages. Now, when having messages set up, we need to make sure that we ask them a question. The only point of messaging new followers is to start a conversation, and the only way we can start a conversation is by asking a message. Now, here are 2 examples for a client that we actually use. Are you here for the content or looking for a bit of help with your training? And I'm curious, are you currently happy with your physique? Now, we split test these 2 variations currently in a 90-10 split because this was our previous winner, but you can also set it up as a 50-50 split. So by doing it this way, you're going to be able to split test both messages with an equal likelihood. Once you've configured your messages here, you're going to have to configure the DM Tracker nodes. But before we do that, what even is DM Tracker? Number 1, DM Tracker is a platform that allows you to track the reply rates for an automation such as this one inside of ManyChat. So it allows you to understand which of these message variations gets the highest reply rates. You can see all of this in your statistics. You can see your overall reply rate, as well as your reply rate by outreach message or by different outreach reasons. You also have follow-up statistics because the DM Tracker actually acts as a full Instagram DM tracker, meaning you are able to see all the leads who ghosted you organized by different time frames so that you know exactly who to follow up with over time. You can also track outreach inside of this platform. If your team, for instance, is doing manual outreach, you can add it in manually, or if you're using ManyChat, such as we're doing in this video, you can add them in automatically by an automation. There's also a leaderboard, meaning if you have multiple team members, you can see how each of your team members is performing when it comes to outreach and follow-ups. You can configure your follow-up time stages in whatever way you want. And there's other features such as using tags to organize your leads so that you always know what's going on inside of your Instagram inbox. This is an essential tool for anyone who's taking Instagram sales seriously to use, and it's an essential part of this setup. Otherwise, you will not know what the reply reply rate for your individual messages is. DM Tracker has a 14-day free trial, and as part of the free trial, you are able to book a 15-minute strategy call with myself where I can take a look at what you're doing inside of your Instagram DMs and give you feedback based on over 100 projects that I've done over the past 12 months. Now let's get back to the tutorial, and in order for this DM Tracker tracking to work, you will need to complete the regular DM tracking onboarding process, and once you've done that, come back into this node, click on the first node right here, and make sure you have the DM Tracker authentication token right here without a timestamp. If there's a timestamp showing, delete it and replace it with the correct authentication token. In your body, the same thing applies for your organization ID. If there's a timestamp right here, make sure that you change it to DM Tracker organization ID. Any questions, just contact DM Tracker support. They're incredibly helpful, and it may even be me that you end up talking to. Now, all we need to do is go ahead and take this message that we're using right here. We're going to go ahead and open a new tab and paste it in the browser just to remove any formatting and copy it from here. We're going to go back to the DM Tracker node, click on body, and we're going to highlight the outreach text and paste it in right here. We're then going to go ahead and click on save and repeat the same thing for the second node. We're going to take the message that we're sending for this second node. We're going to go into this second one right here, make sure the authentication token has no timestamps, make sure the organization ID has no timestamps, and we're then going to replace the message with the one that we copied out from the second node right here. And this is the perfect example for why you want to copy it. Go into a new tab, copy it out from there, because otherwise you're actually copying the node and it's not going to let you paste it in. So we're going to replace this, make sure the quotes here and all the formatting stays intact. I'm going to go ahead and click on save, and we now almost have it configured. The last thing we need to do is go back into N8N, go to our webhook, click on production URL, and copy out this URL right here. We're then going to make sure to save everything and turn on the flow. We're going to go back into ManyChat and go to the N8N flow node right in the beginning. We're going to remove the your webhook URL here placeholder, and we're going to paste in the URL that we just copied. I'm going to go ahead and click on save and click on update. We now have a fully functioning flow that when somebody follows, we scrape their details, wait until that's completed. If they're an ICP match, we proceed. If you want to proceed regardless, you can always connect this node right here. We then have a random message testing, split testing with two different paths where we track each message inside of DM Tracker. And if we were able to find a first name using AI, we personalize the initial outreach message using AI. Now, in order to test this before we take it live, I've added a message trigger called Emil testing. So for this, simply go ahead, click on new trigger, sends a message, detect specific words. If the message contains Emil testing or follow testing. So we can now go ahead and test this on Instagram by saying follow testing, which is going to trigger the flow because we set up that keyword. It's going to trigger the automation. As you can see, it already updated the lead details to have all kinds of details about me, including that I'm a founder, what topics I'm interested in. It identified myself correctly as an ICP match. And if we go ahead and refresh this right now, we're going to go ahead and see that the ICP match tag was added. We set the first name to AI first name, which correctly identified my name as Emil. And if we quickly take a peek into the N8N flow and go to executions, we can actually see what happened right here. We got the webhook, everything went through. We actually scraped the profile where we received a ton of data about me and all my posts, my bio, etc. We then have the message a model node, which analyzed it and output all the different data, which we then saved into ManyChat and added the ICP ID. As you can see, we now got the message, hey Emil, are you here for the content or looking for a bit of help with your training, which I also received inside of Instagram. And any outreach is now going to be logged inside of DM Tracker and be visible inside of the statistics so that you can see how it's performing and what your reply rates are. Now, the final thing we need to do to actually take this live is to go to our settings, go to Instagram, and where it says say hi to new followers, go ahead and click on select existing and select the specific template that we just configured. If we now go into the flow, we can see, okay, we have our keyword triggers and we also have user follows your account. We're going to go ahead and turn that on, and we're going to make sure to wait between 5 to 10 minutes to actually start this next step. They used to have lower options such as 30 seconds, a minute, immediately. But 5 to 10 minutes is the best performing regardless. It seems they removed it and realized that as well. And now every single new follower is going to go through this flow and only be messaged if they're an ICP match, as well as get the personalized first name variable, and you are going to be able to track everything inside of DM Tracker. Now, what can you expect from a system like this? I have seen anywhere from 10 to 30%, and in rare cases, even up to 40% reply rates for leads. Now, this depends obviously on how strict you are with your qualification criteria. If you message everyone, you're going to see a little bit lower. And if you're very strict and specific about who you message, you're going to see a little bit higher reply rates. Your content, etc., also plays into this a lot. You're going to be able to track performance and improve over time. So you may start out at 10%, but by having DM Tracker and having your split tests, you can slowly climb up to from 10 to 12 to 14 to 18 to 20 to 22. So you're going to be able to increase it over time. And you're never going to miss any of these leads again, because they're going to be inside of DM Tracker and inside of your follow-up board, meaning if they don't reply to your message, you're going to be reminded to follow up with them right here. Now, your free resources, as already covered, the N8N template, the ManyChat template, and the DM Tracker free trial, all of them are free to use, and they're down below in the description for you to get right now. And if you want our help to implement automations inside of your business to make sure that you make more money from your Instagram DMs, go ahead and book in a call, have a chat with my business partner, and let's see if we can help you make more money on Instagram. And with that being said, I hope you have a great day. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments or questions you have down below.